Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Trades Talk. I'm your host, Pop Culture Mechanic. You can call me Pop for short. And for those of you that don't know, Trades Talk is all about learning about the skilled trades, what to expect if you're and how to get into them, what it takes. You'll learn about the news out in industry, and you'll hear about all the shortages that are going on right now of skilled tradesmen because that's what's happening. It's getting into critical mass, I would say. There's definitely a severe lacking of skilled tradesmen, and if you get it into your head to do something about it, you will reap the benefits, and it will be great for you for the rest of your career. And I'd just like to say hello to everybody coming by here. Jake D, nice to see you, buddy. That's right, you get to work there, you who. And Godzillionaire, everyone's favorite kaiju, skilled trades like blackjack and poker. Yeah, and hookers. In fact, you know what? Forget the blackjack. And Disney Sheepherder, hey, you're lurking, you'll smash the like button. Thanks, man, I appreciate that. It's good to see you come by. All right, so let's get to the news out in industry, because you can sort of tell how the economy's going by how the industry is either building facilities, plants and whatnot, or if they are shutting them down. So here we go. Plant Magazine, it failed me last week, but this week they at least have 2 new articles. So, the first one is CME warns Ontario manufacturers struggling to fill thousands of job vacancies. Well, now, there we go. And hello to you, Candy Corn. Nice to see you. Godzillionaire, you're telling Jake D to get a VTuber rig, voice changer, and go to Twitch. Yeah, he'd probably do really well. And he's got to get a very buxom model, and he should do just fine. How do you become a TikTok influencer? My advice to you is don't. So, here we go. Struggling to fill thousands of job vacancies. Industry group Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters is warning on the rising number of job vacancies in Ontario's manufacturing sector as positions go unfilled. Thousands of new positions are set to be created, and a wave of retirements takes hold. And a wave? Maybe as a wave? They should really proofread this stuff, these guys. CME says Ontario has more than 18,900 vacancies and about 7,000 confirmed new manufacturing jobs opening up. Well, that's pretty good. The association says the industry could see as many as 18,500 retirements from baby boomers in the province every year between now and 2034. It adds the labor shortage will be more pronounced in the auto and electric vehicle sector as EV production ramps up. Yeah, we'll see about that. Dennis Darby, President and Chief Executive of CME, says manufacturing is more important than ever to Ontario's future. Yes. For those that don't know, Ontario has always been about heavy manufacturing because they're in that sort of, they're in the back east belt there with Detroit and all that. So they'll rely on a lot of manufacturing. CME is calling on the provincial government to invest more in training and upskilling of workers, bolster its tax credit for employer-led training, and better align its programs to match employers with workers. So, yeah, that's what they should do. Don't use TikTok. Your friend got bullied on there. Ooh. Is it you don't know any Ontario? That's okay, Jake D. It's right by Michigan. I'm pretty sure. So if you know where Michigan is, Ontario is just north of that. Next to Wakanda. Hey, DJ Ronnie G. I'm sure some of you guys tuned in to me and DJ Ronnie G last night on his channel where we were talking Macross. What a great stream that was. That was really fun. I'm glad I could spread the word of Macross out around, as it doesn't seem to get enough love, you know? And I'm sure we're going to do it again. We're going to talk more Macross because there's still more series in the Macross universe to cover. What's a Michigan? What's a truck? I don't know. I think it's part of, you think it's part of China? This guy thinks Americans know geography. Well, if you excuse me. Ontario becomes an autonomous zone after the unification wars. Yes, they do. Yeah, and they also, I think it's Toronto that gets wiped off the map because of their, the barrier overload they have. Here's another one. Toyota Canada issues do not drive warning for 7,300 cars over airbag defects. Imagine if you got that letter in the mail. Toyota Canada reissued an urgent do not drive warning for about 7,300 cars as part of a decade-old campaign to remind customers their vehicles may have a defective Takata airbag. For a decade old, so for 10 years? It's like, man, you guys haven't figured this out yet? So you're just supposed to park your car and not drive anything. Come on, Toyota. Smarten up. Just a 50-mile radius of it. Yeah, there you go. You always like Toronto because you like dinosaurs and they had a raptor mascot? Yeah, there you go. Raptors. Can you name the other Canadian basketball team? They aren't around anymore, but can you name them? A little trivia here. Philip Crow, media spokesman for Toyota Canada, said in an email on Tuesday that the recall isn't new and is instead a repeat of an existing recall for Takata airbags at risk of exploding and hurling shrapnel. The warning affects the 2003 and 2004 Corolla and Corolla Matrix models, as well as 2004 and 2005 RAV4s. If the airbag deploys, a part inside is more likely to explode and shoot shrapnel metal fragments, which could cause serious injury or death to the driver or passengers. Oh, that's just lovely. Great. Come on. Not a clue? You're not really a sports ball person if Comrade Leader were here, though? Yeah, he might know. Should we wait for him to show up, or should I just tell you who the other Canadian basketball team was? The company is hoping that the advisor reaches people who didn't respond to their first recall in 2013, later expanded to 2015. Owners can check on Toyota's recall website, see if they're affected, and contact Toyota dealership to have their cars fixed for free, as they should be. Takata used volatile ammonium nitrate to create a small explosion to inflate airbags in a crash, but the chemical propellant can deteriorate over time when exposed to high temperatures and humidity, can explode with too much force, blowing apart a metal canister and spewing shrapnel. At least 26 people have been killed in the U.S. by Takata inflators since May 2009, and at least 30 have died worldwide, including people in Malaysia and Australia. In addition, about 400 people have been injured. The exploding airbag sent Takata of Japan into bankruptcy. Yes, as it should. Crow said the company is not aware of the airbag inflator ruptures or injuries to Canadian drivers related to the recall. Takata airbag malfunctions led to the largest series of auto recalls in history, with about 100 million vehicles affected worldwide. Wow. It's a population control feature. Yeah, that's harsh. Canadian basketball team, Jamaican bobsled team, Egyptian ice hockey team. Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? Jake D, it was the Vancouver Grizzlies. They were the other Canadian basketball team. And I actually got to go to one of their games, so it was pretty fun. Not like watching it on television. Watching it in person, way different. Much more entertaining. All right, that's it for the news. I mean, these guys didn't have too much. MRO didn't have a lot of news items either. Stole the bear from Russia. So here's an article on abc.org, and I don't know what abc.org is. It's not .com, so it's not like the American Broadcasting Corporation, I think. So whatever it is, it had an article too. The 2024 construction workforce shortage tops 500,000. Washington. The construction industry will need to attract an estimated 501,000 additional workers on top of the normal pace of hiring in 2024 to meet demand for labor, according to a proprietary model developed by Associated Builders and Contractors. In 2025, the industry will need to bring in nearly 454,000 new workers on top of normal hiring to meet industry demand, and that's presuming that construction spending growth slows significantly next year. ABC estimates that U.S. construction industry needs to attract about 500,000 new workers in 2024 to balance supply and demand, said Michael Beleman, ABC president and CEO, not addressing the shortage through an all-of-the-above approach to workforce development will slow improvements to our shared built environment, worker productivity, living standards, and the places where we heal, learn, play, work, and gather. Hello, Alex Moore. Good to see you. ABC's model uses the historical relationship between inflation-adjusted construction spending growth sourced from the U.S. Census Bureau's Value of Construction put in place survey and payroll construction employment sourced from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics to convert anticipated increases in construction outlays into demand for construction labor at a rate of approximately 3,550 jobs per $1 billion of additional spending. This increased demand is added to the current level of above-average job openings, projected industry retirements, shifts to other industries, and other forms of anticipated separation are also embodied within the computations. Based on the historical Census Bureau job-to-job flows data, an estimated 1.9 million construction workers will leave their jobs to work in other industries in 2024. This should be offset by an anticipated 2.1 million workers who will leave other industries to work in construction. These frictional inter-industry transfers are estimated exogenously and serve as inputs to the model. Sounds like somebody got themselves a thesaurus there or something. They're trying to sound really smart. The U.S. construction industry unemployment rate averaged 4.6% for the second straight year, matching the second lowest level on record, while job openings remained historically elevated at an average of 377,000 per month through the first 11 months of 2023. As a result of labor shortages, contractors laid off workers at a slower rate than in any year between the start of the data series in 2000 and 2020. Broadly, there were two factors shaping the interaction between construction worker supply and demand, said ABC chief economist Anirban Basu. There are structural factors, including outsized retirement levels, mega projects in several private and public construction segments, and cultural factors that encourage too few young people to enter the skilled construction trades. There are also structural factors, including those related to interest rates, consumer sentiment, and general economic performance. Over the past 2 years, cyclical influences have helped diminish the gap between construction worker supply and demand, said Basu. Though non-residential construction spending has continued to surge, home building segments have felt the impact of higher borrowing costs more intensely. With interest rates set to decline in 2024 and 2025, the expectation is that construction worker shortfalls will remain elevated. Among other things, that would delay the rebuilding of American infrastructure and the creation of new domestic supply chains. It would also tend to drive up the cost of construction service delivery, impacting American enterprise and taxpayers alike. Meanwhile, structural influences persist, said Basu. More than 1 in 5 construction workers are 55 or older, meaning that retirement will continue to contract the industry's workforce. These are the most experienced workers, and their departures are especially concerning. While construction employment is growing, it is not growing fast enough to meet the demand to complete the work on the books for 2024, said Beleman. To address this shortage and grow the construction talent pool, ABC has a network of more than 800 apprenticeship, craft, health, and safety and management education programs, including more than 450 government-registered apprenticeship programs across 20 different occupations. ABC chapters also have 323 entry point programs in place nationally to welcome all to begin a career in construction. To address workforce demand that drives the U.S. economy, Congress must also look towards much-needed reforms to our legal immigration system to provide high-demand industries like construction with access to new or expanded visa programs. exclusionary policies and programs that do not welcome all to compete to build our public works projects, such as project labor agreement mandates, will further exacerbate this shortage and undermine significant investments made by taxpayers in infrastructure. Clean energy and manufacturing projects, said Bellarmine, taxpayers and workers are best served by inclusive win-win policies that create a level playing field for all contractors to compete to build public works projects. That's fine and everything like that, but once you start letting in the floodgates for, what would you call illegal immigrants? Sure, if it's gonna go like that, people that own the companies love that. They can pay them garbage wage and be like slave drivers and work them into the ground. So it's probably not a good idea to do that. Does this mean you can move to Canada? You know what, Jake D? If you want to, you probably could. In fact, you probably just walk across the border. I think they just they help you with your luggage when you come across the border, and then you get some free money, I think, and a place to stay. Bring on the undocumented workers. Yeah, right on, Alex. Yeah, but I don't know who this ABC is. ABC, American Building and Construction or something like that. I'm not sure. You like free money? I like free money. Here's another one I found. This is in the Waterloo region, which is in Ontario as well. Manufacturers warn skilled labor shortage about to get worse. So you thought it was bad now. It's going to get worse? The manufacturing sector in Waterloo region and around southern Ontario has a hard time finding workers for thousands of open positions, and labor shortage is about to get worse. You can learn to sing "Oh Canada." It's very easy. The Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters Association sounded the alarm Thursday with a report saying the province has to do more to improve the skills of the workforce. There are 3,020 jobs available in Waterloo region, 2,396 in Hamilton, 1,600 in Windsor-Sarnia, 1,050 in London, and 980 in Ottawa, says the association in Toronto. There are 7,545 manufacturing jobs open. Those are a lot of open jobs in those different towns. So, really, the best thing they could do is let the young kids in junior high and high school know that a skilled trades job would be a viable career. They'll earn good money and they'll have job security. Ian McLean, the CEO of Greater Kitchener-Waterloo Chamber of Commerce, called for investments in housing, healthcare, and public transit to support the increased levels of immigration that are needed to replace retiring workers. Yeah, once again, calling in immigration, eh? Okay. He questioned the recently announced cap on foreign students. We need workers in this country, said McLean. We need immigration for economic growth. You got to be careful. Not everybody wants to come here to work. The labor shortages in manufacturing are expected to deepen as Magna International, a huge auto parts maker, expands operations in Guelph, adding 175 new jobs. Dana Canada Corporation, which makes drive chains and electric motor systems, is in the midst of a $60 million expansion that will create 105 new jobs in Cambridge and Oakville. And Fluid AI, the maker of high-tech medical device that uses sensors and AI to monitor the post-op recovery of patients, is hiring 38. I mean, that's not a lot, but they're still hiring. Jobs are being created, and we are not able to fill them with people who have the right skill sets. Province-wide, there are 8,900 job vacancies in manufacturing, and the Manufacturers Association says an estimated 18,500 workers will retire from the sector each year between now and 2034. That's almost like that other one we were reading. Manufacturers Association said the education sector and industry must work closer together to increase the number of skilled workers. The province should restart and expand the program that allows manufacturers to nominate foreign-born workers for permanent residency. There should also be tax breaks for companies that have their own training programs. The workforce for the future will come from immigration. Make no mistake about that. Well, what about the kids here? What about all the kids that are in high school that are graduating? I'm sure they need jobs. These guys need to give their heads a shake and don't just rely on immigration. The kids that are here just graduating, they're going to need jobs. Well, that's it for that one. Moving along, I saw this one, 20 skilled trade jobs in demand. Number 1, electrician. And the national average salary is $33.45. That's pretty darn good. Like, wow. But immigration, the message. Yeah. I hear you, Godzillionaire. Number 2, cook for $18 an hour. Now remember, this is just an average. There's going to be higher and lower wages, obviously, depending on which company you work for. Welder, $26.82 an hour. Plumber, $32 an hour. Carpenter, $28. Construction worker, $21. Bus driver, $20. Custodian, $19. Garbage collector, $20. HVAC technician, $32. Registered nurse, $38. Hairstylist, $17. Mechanic, I think it's an auto mechanic, yeah, $32 an hour. Pipe fitter, $35. Brick and stonemason, $33. Child and youth worker, $22. Arborist, $26. Cabinet maker, $23. Crane operator, $30. Heavy equipment operator, $30. Yeah, I mean, heavy equipment operator, that's a good one. At least you're inside your nice warm machine. You wonder how hard it is to immigrate to Antarctica? I don't think they have any kind of immigration thing there. I think as long as you can fly there or whatever, you can just land and do whatever you want. That or there's 800 square miles of unclaimed land between Egypt and Sudan. Mechanic might melt. Think we can make it work. Yeah. So there you go. There's the top 20 skilled trade jobs in demand. So if you're thinking of a skilled trade to get into, there is definitely ones that are in demand that you can do. And, you know, it's just a matter of getting indentured by a company or going to school and taking courses, get yourself learned up, because that's the most important thing. The more training you get, the better it is for you, and the more employers will want to keep you or hire you, rather than if you can make yourself stand out going up against other people that are going for the same job, then you'll be a step ahead, which is really important. Antarctica is pretty restricted. Okay, I didn't know about that. You need to get a lame permit for using the bathroom there. What? You do just like the good old days before all the winds of change nonsense. Slice a little piece here, carve off a little bit there. Oh yeah. Just do the old Bugs Bunny on Florida there, where he cut it away from America. But there you go. That's about it. I think we should start getting into some pictures, maybe some videos. After my show here, and I'm probably going to end a little early just because I'm heading over to Rumble, where I will be with Rancor Steve, and there we are going to discuss alternatives to watching the Super Bowl. You know, for those of us that don't really care about sports, what are we doing when other people are watching the Super Bowl? They don't want you to disturb the Lovecraftian horrors in Antarctica. Yeah. I'd like to really see what Antarctica looks like with all the ice melted and everything like that. I'd be very curious to know what it looked like and when it changed. But yeah, let's get into this here. All right, so I am going to be busy next week. I am busy because of, hang on, I'll get it here for you. I'm busy because of this thing. For those that don't know, this is a gas compressor. And it's brand new. They delivered it. And it's all installed in place. Now it just needs to have the finishing touches of motors being attached to it and a lubrication device. So this is all ready, and that's what I'm going to be doing next week. I and a technician from the company that we bought it from is going to be there, and he is going to guide me through the assembly procedure with this thing and then commissioning. Because for those of you that don't know, commissioning takes a long time. You don't just turn a piece of equipment on and call it good. You do extensive running and testing, running under no load, running with half load. You're always constantly making sure this thing is good to go before it gets handed over to the company. So that's the technician's job, is to make sure this thing is set up properly. And it's my job to follow his instructions on how to set it up properly. So he'll be just telling me, and I will do all the mechanical wrench pulling and such. Looks like hard work. Glad it's not you. Come on. And Narc just what happened last time we used Ice Punch. Yeah, there you go. We discussed super alternatives yesterday. Yeah, we did, DJ. Watch Macross. That's a good alternative. But yeah, there it is on the truck coming in. And there's the crane that's going to take it off. And they're getting ready to lift it off the truck. You got to have the proper lifting points, as you can see. Thing has built-in lifting lugs. Pretty sure. Oh, I shouldn't have run out of pictures of it already. Pretty sure I got some where they're lifting it right off. Let me see here. The big button that turns it on. No, we don't do that. You know that, Godzillionaire. You don't just hit the button and hit and say go. It's a little bit more involved than that. Let's see where I had it here. Oh, it might all be video, but that's okay. You guys like video. This one. So they're getting it all ready to go. A little bit windy out. And they also, when they're lifting this thing up, they got to make sure that it's balanced correctly. So you're going to see them, you can see they got the spreader bar at the top there. And they're going to make sure that the slings they're using, yeah, I went up there and I had a look how high up they extend the boom. They extend it out pretty darn far. Yeah, it is a nice little skid-mounted setup. It's really good. They just set it down on the anchor bolts, tightened them down, leveled it, and then they grouted it in. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not even sure if they got up. I got a couple of videos, so I'm not even sure if they got... let me skip ahead here. Still not lifting it yet. Okay, I think they're just starting. You got to make sure nothing gets caught on the slings, otherwise it'll break something. So they have to be spread out properly. You also want it so that the slings don't get rub up against anything sharp, because those will break, and that'll cause a major upset, an accident, and you don't want that either. You know, you see a lot of the times on these short videos or whatever when things go wrong, but you never see when things go right. You know, like there's a proper lift done and nobody gets hurt, nothing gets damaged. That doesn't make the news. What makes the news is, you know, the sling failed or, you know, something like that. Hey, Blaine, how you doing? Talking the trades, you bet we are. You're a little late, but that's okay. So yeah, they think they're going to go for just a short lift here, and they always, you know, he's only going to lift it up like maybe an inch off the ground, because that way you can see whether it's correctly balanced. There you go. He's just giving him the hand signals, like just lift it up ever so slightly. Right, so he's taking his time to make sure. Yeah, so now he's telling him he's going to lift the boom and lower the load. Yeah. Yeah, Godzilla, for sure. A lot more goes into machine rigging than most people realize. Yeah. It's the actual lift itself is fast. The rigging and getting it so it just lifts just right, that's the long part. It takes a long time to get it done. But it has to be done. Otherwise, accidents happen, and we don't want accidents to happen. Okay, so they're probably going to adjust the slings. Yeah, he's telling them to bring it down. Let's skip ahead here. He's just telling them he's getting the location of the hook just right. And now he's telling them to lift it up really slowly. Just ever so slowly lift. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to get it up yet. Little two times action here. Now it looks like they have to make another adjustment. Now, okay, I think I stopped it there, and I'll go for the next video. This is a little shorter, so they might have, I don't know if they've gotten it lifted yet. Nope, they're just not having they're just not lifting it the way it's supposed to be lifted. So it's another short clip. It's only 2 minutes long, but we'll see. Yeah, I haven't watched these since I filmed them, so. See, that bar is tilted a little bit. I think they used one shorter sling and one longer sling just to lift up this thing straight. We got to lift up this compressor. No. Well, let's go to the next one. You know, they finally got it, and I missed it. I walked into the building, and they finally got it off the truck. It's over. It's balanced, and as you can see how level it's sitting, they did a good job balancing it up. I think they're checking for any damage. Got the guy there holding the rope. That's a tagline, just so that the thing doesn't take off on them due to like some wind or anything kicking up. You hated having to do 3 models of those skids. Such a pain. Yeah. I've seen my fair share of the one company comes in and does a 3D model of our whole process pad, and you know, if they ever need to look at anything or they want to install something, they just use that 3D model. It's got a lot of piping in it. Yeah, slowly down, nice and easy. Yeah, DJ, you're often late. That's okay. You make it here eventually. Navy blue paint job. I don't know if they were shooting for that, but maybe. So this one, this is replacing a compressor from 1964. So the facility I work at is quite old. It's from the 1960s. It has some of the equipment still from that era because they built it so robust. It was amazing that it still lasts. Obviously with rebuilds and such. But this one is replacing a 1964 Chicago pneumatic compressor. And I don't expect this one to be as good as the one we're replacing, but you can't get parts for it anymore. So this one we'll be able to get parts for if we need them. I'll set it down. They'll set it down nicely. I mean, now it's installed and in place, but this is when we first arrived, so. Design philosophy from the 40s, 50s, 60s is just throw metal at it. Yeah. Hey, this door needs to be able to withstand some pressure. Okay, let's make it 1-inch thick steel. How's that? Yeah, that works. All good though. There you go. It's landed. They landed it on the ground. And it is a thing of beauty because we were waiting for it for so long. It took so long to get here. But yes, that's what I'm going to be busy with next week. So I may not even make it to next Trades Talk Tuesday, just so you guys are aware. It's going to be It's going to be pretty ugly. I'll be working 10-hour days, probably even a Saturday, so I won't even have time for a game stream. They keep talking about me spending so many hours on it, so not my favorite thing to do. I really, really dislike overtime. I dislike it because I can never get that time back. It's all spent at work and not elsewhere. The only thing that makes up for it is that I get paid double time, so that's the only reason. And the fact that we're going to be moving into a new house, so I need to save up some money for moving to a new house. Yeah, you DJ, you also dislike OT? Yeah, it's not worth it. It's takes you a lot of your time away from you. You work so you can do stuff outside of work. For sure, that's what we all do. You don't live to work, you work to live. And I work to take care of my wife and myself and make sure that we have, we're not wanting for anything. We're not hurting. So that's the reason I do it. Take care of my wife. So it's important to me. So yeah, there we go. A bit of a short stream for me today. I mean, I appreciate you guys coming by. I want to say thanks to all you guys that came by. If you could do me a favor and slap that like button, and also subscribe if you haven't already, and tell your friends, spread the word, tell them, hey, there's this tradesman. He does trades talks on Tuesdays, and if you're interested in a career like that, come and talk to me, and I'll extol the virtues of going into the skilled trades. But yeah, I want to thank everybody like Jake D and Godzillionaire and Disney Sheepherder. I appreciate you coming by. You're new to the stream. I've seen you around before though. Candy Corn, always nice to see you stop by. And of course DJ Ronnie G, everybody's favorite DJ. And I know there's others. I saw others here. Like Alex Moore. He's the old working man. And anybody else who happened to be listening, lurking. Oh, Blaine. Can't forget about Blaine. So yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I hope you guys had fun learning about stuff, hearing about the shortage of skilled trades and how we got to get people interested in them. There's other good channels out there, people I personally watch, like Pacific 414 and Blaine's Escape Corner, Ronin66, DJ Ronnie G. There's Brandon the Anime Guy. There's the Angry Canadian. There's Whoopa Troopa. And also Punk Waddle. You can find him at Floral from Under a Rock and on Snowdub's channel. We got a Discord. It's called The Shop, because that's where all the tradesmen hang out. We hang out at the shop. Coming up Saturday. I don't know if I'll have a stream because I may be working. So Saturday is usually the game stream. Playing Golden Sun. Like I say, it might have to be postponed. I'll let you guys know. It's still a couple days away, so. And then Sunday. I don't want to work on Sunday. They better let me have at least one day off. Sunday is Anime Chat, and Anime Chat this month is all about biographies of famous people, done in anime style. Last week was Princess Diana and Oda Nobunaga. And coming up, well, you'll have to tune in to find out. I can't tell you right now. It's got to be a secret. And right after this, I'm going to end stream, have a little break, and then get on to Rumble with Rancor Steve and the Manorama Show. We're going to talk about alternatives to watching the Super Bowl. And that's fine. I'm not into sports anymore. I used to be. Used to be into sports back from... I used to watch lots of hockey from 1991 to 2010. And then after that, it just didn't interest me anymore, and I fell out of it. So, and that was probably the only sport I paid attention to. I didn't worry about NFL or NBA or whatever else is out there. I didn't pay attention to it. But yeah. I want to say thanks a lot, everybody. You guys were great. And, hey, let's not stop. Let's keep going. Head on over to Rumble. Tune in. And we should have a pretty good time there. So until next time we meet, and I'm not quite sure when, but I've been Pop, and I am signing off.